Hello viewers, welcome back to the Moose Mobile Auto Repair channel. And today I have a 2005 Toyota Corolla, and today we are going to be replacing the right rear backing plate. It's right here, and this is the part number. So if you watched my previous video on this vehicle, I replaced the drum brakes in the back. I did the drums, shoes, along with the hardware kit, and I replaced both sides wheel cylinders. And it was okay for a few days, but then after that, it was making the same noise again. The customer was complaining about the rotational clicking or ticking noise as you come to a slow speed stop. And so upon further investigation, I had a look at the right side backing plate, and I noticed that when I had the shoes apart, there were very deep groove or gouge marks on the backing plate. And I don't think that no amount of grinding or sanding it down was going to fix the problem. So this vehicle is our family vehicle, and so I've been chasing this problem for probably a few years now, because we didn't have the time to have a look into it. And so now we have the time, and so now I'm gonna be replacing the backing plate, and then we'll see on what happens from there, because I'm suspecting that the backing plate is either bent and or damaged, and or that the contact points are severely damaged because of the groove or the gouge marks on them. So I'm gonna replace it today, and I'll show you the process. I'm just going to lift the vehicle up in the air, and then I'll show you guys. Now I just wanted to let you guys know that I also have previously replaced the drums and the shoes with the Toyota OEM parts previously, and that still did not fix the problem. So now we're going to take the drum off. Basically, the backing plate is the heart of the braking system here. So everything is connected to the backing plate. It's like the foundation. So we have to take everything apart. So we got to take all the shoes and the springs out, the hub out, and the wheel cylinder, and the parking brake cable. So now we're gonna take off all the springs now. You can use yourself a magnetic tray to organize everything. Remove the hold down clips and the springs. Move this away from the wheel cylinder. Remove the star wheel adjuster. There's a return spring in the back. Just need to push it out. Now everything is out here. Move the parking brake cable. You can see the deep marks here. I'm able to insert my fingernail in there. And the same on the other side too. So now we're probably going to loosen the 10 millimeter bolt and at the bottom here, just below the parking brake cable. And just before we get the hub out, we're also going to loosen up the brake line for the wheel cylinder. Remove the 10 millimeter bolt. I believe this holds a parking brake cable in place. I'm just going to loosen the brake line a little bit so that it'll be easier to take out once we have the hub out. There's the four 12 millimeter bolts in the back that holds the hub. You need to loosen and remove those. I already have a video showing how to remove and replace the hub, so I'm not going to show that again. So make sure you top up the brake fluid, because you're going to lose some brake fluid as you loosen up the line. So you're going to remove the bolts in the back for the hub. So remove the brake line for the wheel cylinder. You need to loosen the mounting bolts as well. So now you want to remove the parking brake cable from the lever. You can just use your hands if you want. And remove the parking brake cable. You might need to pry in the back to get the cable off. Here. So now I want to use like a plastic piece like this that came with the new wheel cylinder. I just want to use that to block off the brake line, so I won't lose as much brake fluid. So now you probably want to use like a slotted screwdriver and just pry here to get the parking brake cable out. There you go. Just use a little bit of force and then it comes out. There's a little bit of corrosion there, and the whole backing plate is out now. And don't forget to replace the rubber protective thing that goes behind the star wheel adjuster. Now you can use a wire brush or something, or uh, a wire wheel just to clean the outside for the corrosion if you want to, but this one is not too bad. Now it's a good time to check the parking brake cable to make sure it's not seizing up or anything. I'm gonna apply a little bit of grease here. So now I'm using this 3M adhesive remover spray, because the sticker for the part number and stuff stays on the backing plate, so I want to get rid of this. So now I'm just gonna apply some grease onto the backing here. Now I'm gonna reinstall the parking brake cable now. So tighten up the bolt. Now we're gonna install the rubber piece here in the back for the star wheel adjuster. Now we're gonna install the hub, so we'll be able to hold the backing plate in place. Install the hub. Along with the mounting bolts. We'll torque everything down for the hub later on. For now, we're just gonna get it on snug so that we can do the rest of the work. So make sure you're topping up the brake fluid as you are doing this. It's probably a good idea to install the wheel cylinder as soon as you can. I want to make sure you don't get any dirt inside here as you are reinstalling the wheel cylinder. Install the wheel cylinder. And the mounting bolt in there. Just want to wash down the threads because there's a lot of dirt on the brake line fitting. I already have a video on how to replace the wheel cylinder, so you guys can check that because I'm not going to show that again. So you do need to wiggle the wheel cylinder and the line a little bit in order to get it in. So I'm going to tighten up the mounting bolt. Doesn't need to be on very tight. So yeah. So now I tighten the line up and the mounting bolt up. I'm going to snug this a little bit. Wash down this area just to make sure it's perfectly clean before I start to lubricate anything. Clean everything down and wipe it down. So now I'm gonna reinstall the shoes to the parking brake cable now. Now everything has been previously serviced with the shoes and everything. We just need to lubricate the contact points and the anchor at the bottom here. I'm using a special type of grease here, the Permatex silicone ceramic brake lubricant, because I'm having issues, and I think this grease it might help. So we're gonna lubricate the contact points. I may have to lubricate a tiny bit on the backing of the shoes because I've been having issues. So hopefully that the noise won't come back after this. This is a high temperature grease, so it's good for high temperature applications. Just wipe down the excess that may be in the way. You don't want that to cause any problems. So now I'm gonna reinstall the shoes. They may lubricate on the backing here a little bit on the 3 points, because I just don't want it to rub against the backing plate like on how it did with the other one. In my previous years, I used to use the Wagner shoes, and a lot of people have been complaining about those, that they don't work very well or they designed them wrong. So I stopped using them many years ago because they always made noise and stuff. I mean, they used to make noise and have a lot of issues. So I stopped using them. Probably not supposed to, but I just did it a little bit on the corners here so that it doesn't rub against the backing plate, and hopefully it's going to fix our noise issue that we are having. Make sure you sit the parking brake cable inside here. I'm going to install the hold down. It's a bit hard to align it sometimes. to push and twist. Just need to fix it a little bit. Now we're going to install the return springs here. There's not too many parts on this model, so it's not that much of a big deal here. I'm going to do the same to what I did to the other one. Just a tiny bit of grease here. Not to get it onto the friction material. So what we're gonna do here is this. Have this installed here behind while I'm holding my index finger in the back, holding the spring in place. This is how I do it because it's easier this way. Because if you don't get the spring in, you will not be able to get it in later on. Make sure it's on the wheel cylinder so you don't damage the wheel cylinder and pull back. There you go. And now we just need to install the hole down for here. Still holding it down. Install this. Now you know what? We need to get that back spring in first before we put this in. Now make sure you don't have the wheel cylinder go too much this way or too much this way, otherwise it will damage the wheel cylinder. Applying pressure to the shoe. My tool keeps on slipping every time. Apply pressure to the shoe as you're installing the spring. I'm gonna do it again. There you go. Had some trouble there. And now we're gonna get the adjuster in here. You need to pull back on the shoes in order to get the adjuster in. Pull back on both shoes at the same time. Make sure it's in all the way. Install the lever, parking pawl. And we have the last spring here. Install the spring. Now good. Make sure everything moves well and freely. So now I'm just going to torque down the hub bolts. It's 45 foot-pounds, the torque spec, and I'm gonna bleed the brakes and then readjust it and go for a spin and see if the noise is there. Then I might have to wait until up to a week of driving just to see if the noise comes back, or even up to 1 month, and then I'll give you guys an update. So I'm going for the road test and I'm already hearing the noise, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna assume that the drums are the problem. So the noise is still there. I already replaced the backing plate and the shoes and the drums and the wheel cylinders. I replaced absolutely everything, and it's still making the noise. Even sometimes, even with the OEM stuff, it makes the noise. And you know what? I think that maybe I may have to live with it. It's the family's car, so it's not that huge of a deal, but we may have to live with it. I've replaced every single component and part. I don't know as to why it's still doing that. And usually, sometimes it comes and goes. It comes and goes. And other times, even if I switch the drum, it's still the same problem. So I'll see on what happens if maybe if I switch drums and see if the noise goes away, because I know that more often than not, usually it's the drum that's the problem. So we have to go from there. I may try different drums and see what happens, and that's it. So I just wanted to give you guys an update. It has been about a month and a half since I made that video, and so after I was done with the repairs, I tried several things, and one of them was to go very fast in reverse gear, like about 30 to 40 kilometers an hour, making sure that nobody was behind me, and I would brake as well as partially applying the handbrake. And I did that a couple of times. The noise seemed to go away, but shortly after it came back. That didn't seem to fix anything, but what that does is that the star wheel adjuster mechanism, it can adjust for the minor adjustment for the brake shoes, and sometimes it can help
because the way the mechanism works is that it only adjusts when you go in reverse. So anyway, at the very end, my family members drove the car for about a few weeks to a month, and the noise completely went away now. The noise has not returned back since then, and I believe it's fixed now. I think it takes some time for the new shoes to bed in with the drums, because before I saw and noticed some zebra marks on the shoes itself, so which tells me that the shoes have not been making full contact with the drum, as if it was skipping, which is probably why it was making the clicking noise when you come to a slow speed stop. So we drove it for some time, and now the noise has went away. I know from my past experiences that these cars with the same generation, from 2003 to 2008, they have issues, and so they do not allow any tolerance for anything in order for it to be noise free, and so everything must be 100% true. This vehicle does not allow for any kind of variation of anything whatsoever. Otherwise, it will just make noise. I know that sometimes aftermarket parts can cause more problems and in fact make things worse, such as aftermarket hub assemblies, shoes, drums, and so forth. Anyhow, I just wanted to conclude this video with that, and just to give you guys any tips who are having the same problems as I am. That's it for today. If you found this video helpful and you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a like, and please consider subscribing to my channel if you're not already a subscriber, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day and take care.